in today's program, we are with the leader of opposition in parliament, Duma, who's also the leader of the Objective Change. Welcome, Mr. Duma.
Thank you very much. When you take certain actions in relation to a citizen or a human being, you need to operate within the rules and processes of law. That's what I'm saying. And the central point is to call the BDP's bluff. Your firing of Isaac Kosi is not a solution. Please, you must account for everything that happened at DIS. As a government, you must account for what happened at the National Petroleum Fund. You must account for everything that happened across the wide spectrum of government institutions. That's what we say. Is that defending Isaac Kosi? I don't think so. I think it's defending Botswana, defending the country, defending its honor and integrity. That's what it is.
Has Kosi brought any case?
No, he hasn't.
Law firm to litigate him?
First, I don't have a law firm. This is the confusion that is deliberately generated. I don't have a law firm. I'm an advocate. I run a practice as an advocate. And an advocate doesn't deal with individual clients. You can't come to me and instruct me. You instruct a lawyer and the lawyer seeks an advocate's view or briefs an advocate. And I've not been briefed in relation to any matter involving Isaac Kosi.
Where do you see Botswana in 10 years plus?
Where Botswana will be in 10 years will depend on the choices that Botswana themselves make. If they make the choice to retain the BDP in power, they will have more of what we've seen so far over the last 52 years or so. If they retain it in power, they will have more of the same mediocrity, more of the same failure to generate employment, more of the same failure to increase people's wages, more of the same failure to diversify the economy. In fact, we will get worse if they retain the Botswana Democratic Party. But if they make the right decision and install a UDC government, they will then give themselves the opportunity to, one, get a fresh and very robust approach to job creation, service delivery, and an efficient and clean government. That's what will happen. If they, because the levels of corruption in this country are astronomical. The amount of money lost by government institutions, by the government itself, through corrupt and collusive deals, through rent seeking, through impropriety, through inefficiency, it is monumental, it's huge. So if we plugged those holes, if we closed those holes that money is being siphoned out through, and make that saving for the fiscus, we would give ourselves an opportunity to apply those resources for the betterment of the lives of our people. That's the first thing we need to do. The second is we need to move into aggressive industrialization. Go try manufacturing, try processing of our agro products. That means we must have the agro products. We must support agriculture. We must empower our people to venture into agriculture. So we must have some public venture capital arrangement that enables our people to source funding from those public venture capital institutions to enable start-up companies for young people, for budding business people to access finance. That is the stumbling block.
So you are in talks with the AP leader over possible partnership?
No, we chat. The AP leader and myself are good friends and old friends, you see. So from time to time we chat.
Do you see a possibility of a fight?
There always are possibilities, always. I'm not an optimist, because an optimist looks at what is possible and what is not possible. I am an ambassador of hope. Hope says something, you do something because it is the right thing to do. You've got to do it. And so opposition unity, coalition politics is the right thing to do. and I'll do it. And so how can I not do it with my old friend Ndaba Haulaki? You see, so it's a prospect that will be explored and in good faith and in the right way at the right time.
Again, people have been calling for Repila to step down. Even his BBMD have done so. Do you think this has can have a negative effect on the image of the UDCs?
Of course. Anything that is negative, that is unpleasant said about any leader, sometimes even members of an organization, tends to affect the equity of that organization. So certainly calls for any leader of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, for Repila in this case to step down or whatever it is, they have serious implications for all of us.
Is there anything that you can do?
Of course, there is something we can do. We can engage and find solutions. How do we deal with this? What is the extent of the damage that it has caused, and how can we address the damage in a manner that helps us to go forward, that doesn't break us even further? That's very important. So I don't think there would be any disagreement, firstly, around the fact that any such negative publicity is damaging. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We've got to be very honest about these things. And there's absolutely no doubt about the fact that there have been these calls in relation to Repila. They have been made, they have been loud and consistent in certain quarters. And when they arise within the organization that he leads, then they merit the attention of that organization. But of course, we also, as members of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, appreciating the damage that it will do to the equity of the brand UDC, are called upon also to participate in finding durable solutions to that challenge. In the same way that it will happen if it were me. If it were me and people were calling for my resignation or whatever they wanted, and the voices were loud and they were genuine and they were damaging the BNF, I would take steps, engage the party and find solutions. So the BMG seems to be seized with the matter. We hope that they offer solutions, but the Umbrella for Democratic Change also stands ready to assist in finding solutions to that. We are working on it very hard.
The plans for 2019?
The plans for 2019 are to win the elections in 2019. That must be preceded by organizing the UDC and ensuring that it holds together, it is united, and it is a solid fighting formation to go into the elections, to mobilize our cadres on the ground across the country, to participate, establish structures that will coordinate the campaign in the various areas of the country, and also to mobilize resources to ensure that we run a very efficient and successful campaign.
What will be your priority?
Our priorities are to have the UDC intact, to have the UDC united, and to have the UDC operating in unison. Those are the priorities at the moment. But going forward, to present a solid manifesto, policy offerings to the people of this country, and to ensure that we present ourselves in the most credible light and fashion, to enable them to appreciate what we are about and to realize that we are the only hope for Botswana, we are the only hope for the people of this country, and that there's only one decision they must make in 2019, and it is to vote out the BDP and vote in the Umbrella for Democratic Change.